Hello everyone, my name is Steven Zapata. I'm a concept artist, illustrator, online art teacher, and former instructor at Art Center College of Design. I would like to introduce you to my new drawing course, Form from Imagination, a course designed to help you draw with confidence from your mind. Maybe you want to be a professional illustrator or designer, maybe you want to be a master with a pencil, or maybe you just want to be the best artist that you can be. Beautiful goals. But it's not always clear how to improve the work that you do from imagination. Over the past 6 months, I've taken all of the little eurekas, tips, and essential exercises that gave me confidence drawing from my mind and compiled them into a sequential course. We start with the absolute foundations, covering the scientific nature of light and shadow, how to hatch, how to create flat tones, how to render spheres and cubes, and step by step, we move through combined shapes, complex shapes, organic shapes. We cover how to simplify extremely complex subjects like the head into basic shapes so that you can handle them more easily from your head. We look at how to understand and treat details. And by the end of these 14 chapters with over 50 video lessons, you'll be ready to do complex designs from your mind with fidelity and energy. And all the demos are done in pencil on paper, so you can do all of the assignments even if you don't have a fancy digital art setup. But I also have demos, instructions, and modifications to the assignments for those who do want to do them digitally. Here's how it works. Go to formfromimagination.com and sign up for the course. Download the assignment book and start watching the lectures. Do the assignments at your own pace. Take your time with them and use this self-study to develop your patience. When you're done, post your assignments in the exclusive community hub, and I'll personally critique your work with drawovers, diagrams, and advice. I want you to know, this course is no joke just because it's online. It is challenging content, and it is more complete than it would be if I was teaching this class at an art college as I have before. If I was teaching this class in person at Art Center today, I would just play these videos in class, knowing full well that they're the most concise, focused, edited, step-by-step way to convey the material. So I'm serious when I say, this course isn't just a substitute for a college-level course, it's better than a college-level course. And you don't have to pay thousands of dollars per credit and wind up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. So thank you for checking out the course, thank you for watching this and for your support, and thank you for drawing and making your artwork. The world needs it. I'll see you soon. The year is 87039, new nonlinear time. It's been 50,000 years since Stephen Zapata's final art stream, but we still live in a golden age defined by the gifts his stream bestowed upon mankind. Faster than light travel, eternal life, Stephen cloning, and the keys to a truly galactic human civilization. My name is Stave Satapaz, a reminder clone of Stephen Zapata, an exact reproduction of his personality as constructed by an AI compiling millions of hours of his original art streams. By all accounts, I'm exactly like the original Stephen's public persona, just more muscular, exactly as he would have wanted. I travel the stars on my light tracer, a dream of Stephen. My crew is, of course, all clones of Stephen. Some of my officers are reminders like me, but not all. Some are bioclones, and yet others are aspectoids, clones who, instead of trying to capture his full essence, amplify a particular portion of the original Stephen's personality. We've spent hundreds of years drawing, exploring, and philosophizing while snaking our way through the stars, spreading the good word of design. But we've had another, secret mission as we've cruised the cosmos. I seek information on the legendary originals, Stephen Zapata's true drawings that he flung wide across the stars at the end of his life on Earth, never to be seen again. My crew thinks I'm looking for them for the same reason all the other madmen do, because they would be valuable beyond all reason. But they don't know what I know, that a critical mass of originals in the hands of a trained reminder can provide a psychic link to the original Stephen mind. Once I collect enough, I'll be able to fulfill my destiny and achieve psychological continuity with the original Stephen. And through me, he will live again to usher in golden ages of art forever. Drawing Ascendant, the eternal chronicles of Stephen Zapata. Lasting Legacy 1, Epic 1.
What's up?
What's up? Oh boy, alright.
Here we are. Streaming, baby. The hell was that sound? The hell was that sound? The fuck kind of a notification was that? Shut up. Shut your goddamn phone mouth. Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me readjust my positioning here. Where do I want my board? Where do I want my camera? And I'm testing audio, Got the mic there. No, it's not quite right. Split that like that, and now when I'm leading and drawing, can you guys hear me okay? Do I sound crisp? Do I sound normal? Do I sound beautiful? Sound is doubling, Steve? I think I've got my monitor. No, just give me 1 second. It's weird. None of my monitors are on. I think I've probably got something coming to my camera. Let me ask you guys, if I turn my camera off, does that fix it? Is suddenly my audio okay? Is this all right? Do I still sound echoey? Could it be your stream is picking up the stream? I'm not playing my stream in the other, and I don't have my desktop audio on, so it shouldn't be hearing anything else. Same thing. So it's not that. Does this change anything? Check OBS. Yeah, I'm in OBS. All of my settings are my normal stream settings. Still echoing. That is very strange because I only have the one mic on and no desktop audio. Give me a second. I'll figure this out. There's only a couple things this could be.
Could be picking up two microphones. Yeah, it could, but I literally don't have. I thought it would be the microphone on my camera, but fixed. Okay, see, now I don't know what did it. All right, now just to check. Let me try to bring it back. Okay.
Is the echo back now? Did the echo return? Or do I still sound good? Testing. Is there echo right now? Did it return or not? Because I need to know what the heck was causing that. Echo is back. No way. Okay, and now if I... Now I
see what it is. Okay. All right, and now it's gone. I figured it out. A microphone that I was testing the other day while recording, a lapel mic. I had plugged it into OBS to see if I could use it. I could not. So that's why I thought it couldn't be it, because the mic doesn't work. But I guess because I had restarted and the mic wasn't connected to anything, it had defaulted to my computer's microphone as the source, and that's what's picking it up. All right, we're good. All right, well, that completely stole all of my thunder, and now I don't want to stream anymore. You know, nothing more exciting than starting off with a tech problem. I'm just kidding. How's everybody doing? I haven't streamed in a bit. As you all know, I had taken the old break-a-roni to go figure out some video stuff, go make my 100K video, make some plans for how to keep making videos in the future, how to keep that up. I have gotten the ball rolling on those plans, so now hopefully videos will be coming in more regularly. We're going to be doing some classic Steven videos, and we're also going to be doing stream compilations, because there's a lot of good content in the hundreds of hours that I've streamed that just most people will never see, because it's all buried inside of, 2 to 6 hours of stream. So we're going to start posting that stuff, and hopefully that will counteract the fact that the streams themselves were hurting the channel for a bit, because I'm not going to stop streaming because I like streaming, so fuck it, right? But hopefully now the system that we've got rolling will help get that going, make that consistent, and that will balance it out. And what else can I tell you? I guess that's about it. Tech is such a pain. Yeah, it always does unexpected things like that. Like, of course, because it couldn't connect to the mic I was trying to connect, when on a restart it defaults to, let's just make it any damn microphone. It's using my crappy iMac microphone naturally. Thuman says, welcome back and congrats on 100K. Thank you, Thuman, I really appreciate it. Thanks to all of you for being here for 100K, even those of you who aren't subscribed. I still appreciate you because I'm merciful and kind. I can extend a huge amount of generosity even to the non-subscribers. The main reason that I wanted to come back to stream is because every time that I stop, I always think, all right, maybe they're gonna be okay. You know, maybe they don't need me. You know, maybe people, even without my guidance, they're gonna keep making good art, they're gonna keep making good work, they're gonna push themselves, they're going to make stuff that's not boring, they're gonna try to push the creative limits. And then every time, without fail, you guys, I'm gone for 2 days and the entire art world devolves into nothing, into absolutely nothing. You prove to me over and over again that, yeah, I am indeed absolutely on the bleeding edge of both talent and creativity, and that without me, you are lost. So, you know, I still had to handle all my other business, but yeah, I knew you guys needed me back. So hopefully now that I can remind you guys what it means to do excellent work, you guys can use that as guideposts for your own meager efforts and try to piece together something that makes you happy. You know, I hope so. Yeah, your big guidance is back. What am I gonna draw? The best stuff ever with very little effort, as usual. That's my plan. I'm looking back through my sketchbook to see what's been on my mind lately, what will trigger something that I want to draw. Stuff for my project with Joe. Maybe I'll do something for that. Maybe I'll just draw a random thing. My dear Joey is in chat. He's a dear boy. He's a dear boy. He's a dear boy. Thuman says I forgot how to draw until you come back. It's very complicated. You know, I'm not surprised that you all forget while I'm not around. You know, you need guidance. You need guidance. People like you who are confused, lost, insecure, you need guidance from people like me, and I'm happy to provide it. And it's ethical for me to provide it because unlike a lot of the other bad people in the world, I will always remind you to believe in yourselves and to not listen to people like me. So that makes me manipulating you totally ethically fine, right? I think so. I think that's how that works. Let me reposition my webcam a little bit. Daddy gotta, daddy gotta, daddy's gotta, daddy gotta, daddy gotta, daddy's gotta. What do I need to go to? Need to go a couple clicks over to the left here. I'm over here. I'm over there. Yeah, that's fine. What is everybody saying? Gabuda Ichamuda says, trying to get my own thunder back. I've been paralyzed from drawing the past few months. What's paralyzing you? Don't be paralyzed, just draw. It's just drawing. It's just the thing that makes you happy, right? Chill. Just do it. Just be happy. Just sit there and peacefully do it. It's not a big deal. You're psyching yourself out. You're psyching yourself out. Me, I never psych myself out. Utterly balanced. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Even. That's how I keep things. Hello to Soko. Hello to Amy's Art. You finally made it to a stream. Glad to see you. Reynola Dominguez says, I am digging your hair, maestro. I'm just letting it get long. Letting it get long. Okay, good. Abdullah says, woo, excited to see the new videos. Yeah, you know, me too. I want to keep putting out more stuff. That 100K video was great, by the way. A lot of awesome thoughts and advice. I am glad you liked it. And thanks everybody for asking the questions. I appreciate the questions. So whenever you guys see a community post from me asking for questions, or if I say like throw questions in the comments of a video or something like that, please do it, you know, because just gives me good stuff to bounce off of for videos. It's good material for videos. If I'm just talking to myself, kind of, it's easy to get lost. I'm just like, why am I talking about this? I already know this. You know, questions are really the best way to focus me. Who else would shepherd the sheep if not you? Nobody. Never leave us again? Never. We drew smut. Yes, yeah. I know you guys went to a bad place while I was gone, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Stephen, does Carlos Huante inspire you in terms of form, language, and design? Yes. I'm inspired by a huge amount of people, but Carlos is definitely on that list. PetsCop2 says, Stephen, will you add the standard options to your course again? Oh shit, that's right. I should have mentioned that too. Or will it stay with the premium? Want to buy it, but the $290 option is gone now? I fucked that up. I had to do that. I wound up doing that on my break, so I didn't get a chance to mention to you guys about it. Yeah, I fucked that up. That was my bad. I misunderstood. Okay, this is really in the weeds. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because it's web host in the weeds stuff, but I misunderstood a lot when I was picking my web host and the plan for my web host. You know, you got to pay them. There's all these tiers, and it limits how many products you can have, how many customers you can have, and it becomes this complicated Venn diagram of like, if you're gonna have this many things, this many people, you gotta pick the right thing. Long story short, I picked the wrong thing, and I messed that up bad. So I kind of screwed myself there. Yeah, I had to take those down, unfortunately. That's not good. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I had to take those down. Fortunately, I found a way so that the people who bought the premium and the core versions didn't lose them. But hopefully they didn't notice any difference at all. I just transferred them, did my back of house transfers seamlessly, hopefully, and everything should look identical to them. But yeah, unfortunately, I had to discontinue the no feedback versions of the course, which sucks, and I don't really have any recourse for that right now. But yeah, if anyone's, you know, the feedback version is still the best by far. I've been working my ass off on feedback and creating a huge amount of value back there. So I'm sorry for anybody who was planning on getting the no feedback versions, but those kind of imploded due to misunderstandings with my hosting service. So I apologize about that. But yeah, you get the course. You definitely still get the course. Get it with feedback. You know, that was always the main way that I intended to run it. Still do feedback goddamn near every day, and there's tons and tons of feedback back there that you get access to all of it. Every feedback that I've ever done is in there in the back of house, and I get feedback on your assignments. So that's the way that's gonna go. I've been bad at drawing for the past month without you, Stephen. I know how it goes. Gabuda says, it's the loss of my job. I've been unemployed the last 3 months, and the overwhelming guilt of not having a normal job caused that paralysis. Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, that's just a hard life situation. And to some extent, it's like, you shouldn't have bad expectations for yourself. It's totally normal to not want to sit around drawing when you've got a big meatball out in your life, being unemployed, that you need to solve. It's like, just give yourself a break. Don't forget the paralysis. Just own, if you need to, right? If you really need to, just say like, yeah, I can't draw right now. I got to get a job, right? Like I lost my job. That's a normal life thing. I'm a person. I got to handle that part of my life first. And don't guilt yourself about it for a second. Drawing will be there as soon as you're done, you know? As soon as you're ready, drawing will be there for you. I should say as well, yeah, I've been missing all of these updates because I haven't been around for a while. So I'm trying to, I should have written them down so that I knew, like, oh yeah, I have to talk about this stuff on stream. The other thing is I'm gonna be at Lightbox. I've got 2 panels at Lightbox that I'm gonna be on. They're both AI panels. I'm gonna be on a law panel. Actually, I've got the days, I'm not sure what the days are. I gotta double check that. But I'm on the Glaze panel. Glaze is the tool for protecting your work from AI, and I'm on the law panel. And one is on Friday, one is on Saturday. And if you're going to the Concept Art Awards on Saturday night, I will also be at that. I'll be talking a little bit at that. And if you are going to Lightbox as well, I will be around all 3 days. So come, if you see me, say hi. I'd like to meet you. On Sunday, I believe the plan right now is Sunday early afternoon. We will pick a spot probably out in front of the Lightbox sign, and anyone from this community who is around and wants to meet up, we'll do a little meet up there, say hi. But we haven't picked a particular time for that yet, and I will let you know once I do. Hafu says, dude, that's what I did. I have 2 jobs now and I'm back at drawing. Congrats on the 100K, Steven. That is good. Congrats, Hafu. Congrats on your 2 jobs. And thank you for the kind words. Let me tone this down. Get it blown out there. You know, I think I know what I'm going for here with this guy, but I think I started a little too rough. So let me start redrawing him on another page. Lucia says, hey, I'm going to an art event next week. Any general tips or advice for a first timer? Thanks a lot. Just meet as many people as you can. If you're not, most artists are not normally extroverted or super social. You might be, that'd be great if you are. But even if you're not, just play pretend for that weekend. Remember that you're there with people who probably have the same anxiety about being social as you do. And since you're at an event, first and foremost, remember, everybody there is in the mental space where they want to meet people. They want something to happen at this event. They don't want to come out of the weekend saying, oh, nothing happened. I met no one interesting. I made no friends. I made no connections. There's not a person there who is imagining the week that way or hoping that the week goes that way. Everyone in that building is hoping to make connections. So just be willing to be the person to make those connections happen, you know? I know it's not easy, but I think that's the wise way to go. Just keep yourself in the right headspace and have fun. Is that a Moleskine sketchbook? Yes, it is. Ooh, yes, it is. I can draw figures using simple shapes. Where to go now? Please, need advice. Just move on. Just go to the next level. Use the simple shapes as a basis and a foundation, and just draw I don't know, whatever kinds of figures you're aiming towards. Real looking figures, stylized looking figures. Don't ever give up on just doing the full thing, you know? Like, I don't think anybody should go through a period where they're like, all right, I want to draw, you know, stylized characters kind of in the style of this. And so I'm supposed to know simple shapes, right? So I'm going to spend the next 2 years doing only that. That's a bad idea. Don't forego the actual thing that you're trying to get good at to do an abstract practice that's supposed to lead to it. I don't think that stuff actually works. So if you have been in that state, it's time to medicinally recover from it. It's time to draw the kinds of figures that you dream of drawing as if it was going to kill you. Because if you've taken a long time to only do simple shapes, yeah, you've been losing valuable time there for the actual thing. I say it all the time, but to remind people, just whatever you think you actually want to do it. Never go through a period where you don't do it. Study on the side, but prioritize your actual creativity and prioritize it more than the studying. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm getting notes from my wife. Just so you guys know, my wife is on her way home from a haircut. The dogs will bark at some point. There is going to be an explosion of dog barking at some point. It's good to be with you all again. I missed streaming. I do so enjoy it. Starting a new sketchbook today, wish me luck. Gods of luck, send Saumya luck with their sketchbook. We know that there's a lot of other places where you could put your focus, gods of luck. But today, obey me. Give Saumya power in their sketchbook. May the drawing on that first page be extra juicy. May it set unrealistic expectations for the rest of the sketchbook. May the sketchbook peter out halfway through. And from a place of disappointment, may it be superseded by a new, shiny sketchbook, as is the destiny of all sketchbooks. May all the final pages be empty. Amen. The God of Luck still wants like a Judeo-Christian amen at the end. I don't know why. Hafu says, thanks dude, questions. Are you drawing on an inclined plane? If so, is there an optimal angle? My wrist sucks. I am right now, but I usually don't. At least not when I'm doing traditional. When I do traditional, I'm very used to drawing completely flat, which is probably bad for my back, but it's just what I'm used to. I am drawing on an inclined plane right now because it's better for the camera, actually. And there's no optimal angle. It's just whatever's comfortable for you. You know, people draw at every kind of angle. Like I just said, I like to draw completely flat. People like to draw completely vertical on easels. big ones or little ones, so anything can work. Pedro Assisi says, Stephen, could you consider making a video for the people who actually lost their creativity along the way? I feel this happened to me trying to recover now. That would be a sad dirge indeed, my friend. It's a very individual thing. I mean, I feel people lose their creativity for personal, individual reasons. A lot of people lose their creativity because most people in this niche, in this world that I encounter, the main reason they lose their creativity is because they supplanted doing the thing that they loved in art with preparing to do the thing that they loved in art. So they spend 5 years only doing preparations, abstract preparations. Like, I think my comic has dogs in it, so I have to master animal drawing in abstract, that kind of a thing. They do that for years. They completely, everything that you do builds habits and rewires your brain. So they rewire their brain for the objectivity and directness of those preparations. They build habits only for doing things with hard guardrails like that. And honestly, they build a habit of not being creative. It's not as creative to do a study of a dog as it is to make your comic book or whatever it is that you want to make. So they do that for 5 years. They rely on the studies to make them feel like they did good today, right? Even though they didn't try to do their real creative thing, the thing that they dream of doing. And then in 5 years, they try to be creative and they can't. It's like, of course you can't. You didn't build the habit for it. You built every other kind of habit. And then they think they lost their creativity. It's like, you didn't lose it. You didn't have it. You never built the habit. So in a sense, you shouldn't be bummed, right? Nothing was lost. It's like, you just need to realize what happened and just say, all right, wasn't the best call. You know, art's hard. We don't have good guidance. You know, I made a mistake. It happens. And build the habit from scratch at that point. If you remove, what fucks people up there is that they usually go into that time with a bad assumption that the 5 years of abstract preparation should have worked. And so they're disappointed with themselves every day in year 6 or whatever, that it doesn't seem to be producing the creative thing that it was supposed to, right? It's only that mental narrative that is hurting the artist. If you can abandon that mental narrative, everything's fine. Jake Parker's got a video called The World Building Trap. That's funny. I haven't seen that, but it sounds like he has the same concerns about world building that I do. Yeah, I mention it on here all the time, but like, world building is not the story. Now, I'm not saying world building is not fun or a thing you should do, right? And there's people who just do world building, right? If that's you and you get what that is and what that means, you're great. I mean, you're doing great. I'm just saying that a lot of people, they're not clear on what's going on there, and they think the world building is the story, and their real goal is the story, to make the comic or make the movie or make the novel or the illustrated novel or whatever it is. It's not. The world building is not the story. You need to not spend forever. If that's your real goal, get your priorities straight. You need to work on the story early. And the dogs are gonna bark. I'm gonna try to mute. Here we go. Woof woof, why mute this? My favorite part. It's too loud. It clips the audio. It's your favorite part, but for everybody else's poor speakers. And God help the people who listen to this stream to fall asleep, which weirdly is some people. Odd stream to fall asleep to, I would say. But hey, it's a view for me, so who cares? Who cares?
The dogs chew their bones.
Noticing you've been hiding the package on your figures, interesting. That's just social media conditioning. If I draw a graphic and rendered genital, I'm pretty sure YouTube would have a problem with that. There's interpretations of their rules around artistic depiction that seem to imply you could get away with it, and yet I've seen so many people not get away with it. So I'd just rather not risk it. I've got nothing against drawing the junk in general.
Yeah.
They're all worked up.
She's snarling.
She's freaking out. She's so happy to see you. That dog hates me, I'll tell you what.
No, Stephen, don't say that.
Zach says, damn bro, I just laid down as you were saying that. It's real, right? It's real. Some people sleep to this stream, which is wild. I'm just surprised considering how often my sparkling falsetto is used on this stream, which doesn't seem like the kind of thing you'd want to fall asleep on. When I'm like, ah, ah. Good night.
Try a lullaby.
Good night, sweet babies. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's the only lullaby I know, actually. What's another lullaby, Jake? Lullaby. Go to sleep, little baby. It's early Metallica energy. Boom. Or AC/DC energy. Go to sleep, little baby. Yeah. AC/DC sucks. They fucking suck.
For someone who hates AC/DC so much, you sure do imitate them a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Add beautifully rendered genitalia to the Patreon. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Deirdre, what do you think about that business proposition? The Patreon is where all the drawings have their genitals added to them.
I like it, but we gotta up the prices.
Yeah, that sounds like a $25 a month Patreon to me. Sam Lamb, hello Sam Lamb. Steven, I've been doing, whoa, 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 whoa. My chat's getting away from me here. Sam Lamb says, Steven, I've been doing Inktober and I have this new problem that I get lost in flow state for hours on end and don't break it. How do I reintroduce anxiety and perfectionism into my practice? Have you tried sativa? That should do it. That ought to do it. Congratulations on being peaceful, Steve, Sam. D, when do we need to leave by?
Up to you.
All right. Sorry, but your wife sings better than you? Yeah, she does actually have a very nice singing voice. And seeing as how I'm world class, that means she's double world class. Gino says, where you go? Mind your business. Mind your goddamn business. Don't give me this parasocial relationship stuff. When I'm not on stream, you don't know me. You see me out in public, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. Don't make eye contact. Don't run up asking for a sketch. You see me in public, you don't know me. You see me at Panera, you see me at Cinnabon. Just keep your distance. You admire from afar, okay? That's enough. Especially at Lightbox, says Gavin. Yeah. No, at Lightbox you can say hi. At Lightbox you can say hi. Don't expect much, but there you can come up and say hi. I was about to do a bit where I was like, all right, I'll have a password at Lightbox. You say it when you walk up to me and I'll actually interact with you. But I'm so forgetful that I would forget the password and you guys wouldn't. And I'd have a bunch of people coming up to me saying like, a Slinky. And I'd be like, ugh, what's wrong with you? What the hell is that supposed to mean? I'd have people coming up to me and nudging me and being like, John William Waterhouse? And I'd be like, yeah, he was a good painter. Who are you? Now, invariably, someone will try to come up to me and say Slinky. And they'll be like, surely he'll remember this bit, the bit about the bit he didn't do. And you'll say Slinky and I'll still be like, and then you'll be like, you said on the stream that you would, and when you gave the example, you said Slinky, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, you seem cool. Yeah. Lullaby and good night. Go to sleep, little baby. Thank you. BTT1216 says, Steven Zapata Art. Do you have any tech skills such as UX, UI, and web design? No. I'm all in on drawing, baby. No backup plan. May the chips fall where they may. I only serve one God, and it is the God of drawing. I can't believe I missed 53 minutes of Zapata, says Thumbauer. You did. You messed up. Not cool, not cool. A lot of good stuff in those 53 minutes. Good God. Bring donuts next time you're going to be late. Bring enough for everybody. How many people? There's 140 people in here right now. You get 140 donuts. And 2 for me. I like the old fashions. Yankee says, does the ink on your nib ever dry up while using dip pens? That's a little personal, don't you think? It's causing ink flow issues with me, so I was wondering if you had any advice. I find that different inks are better for that. I find like a Sumi ink flows more nicely and lasts longer on the nib than a traditional like calligraphy ink or a calligraphy ink or I guess just regular ink. I think regular ink that you'd put in a fountain pen and stuff like that is meant for short strokes for writing, so it dries quicker. And Sumi ink and other kinds of ink, or ink specifically called like cartooning ink, is more for long strokes. I mean, most lines that you draw, that you would do in a drawing, are way longer than any line you would draw in a any line that you would make for calligraphy or writing, right? So it makes sense. But yeah, I have what do I have here? I've got a Zig Sumi ink or cartooning ink bottle back there. That one takes a long time to dry, and I get a lot of lines out of it, and it feels smooth. Steven, if I decided to make Terminator very dark, will it help to place it closer to the edge, lower, in order to place bigger gradient with light for more formy look? Just experimenting with values. I actually think one of the things that hurts form the most is hiding the Terminator and the shadow shape off near the contour. I think that most people don't have enough experience with drawing form to know how to handle that well. And I think for people who are trying to get their form chops under them, it's usually a better idea to let the form shadow take up more space than you're usually comfortable with. I think that's a way to compensate for the fact that beginners are just scared of letting shadow cover that much of the form, which it often actually does in reality. It kind of helps you get used to that and be more comfortable with that. And yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of shadow. Shadow creates form, so. Once you get more experienced, you kind of know what you're losing when you tuck the Terminator and the form shadow off near the contour, and you can compensate for it in the value range that you use in the light. But early on, yeah, I think it's better to explore big, dramatic shadow shapes. It's not for everybody, but it worked for me. Froggy says, Mr. Steven, if I ever see you out in the wild, I'll say the famous American phrase, I guess they let everyone in here. My God, I would jump down your throat. You're not going to play that shit with me. I swear to God. I would freak out on you. And by freak out on you, I mean go, haha, do nothing, and then leave. Ah, good one. Hey. And then later I'd be offended. Riding the train home, I'd be like, why the fuck did he say that to me? Georgina Singh says, hello, Stephen, it's me, Ethan Singh. Can I ask, can you draw deep and very good contrast, even with only 1 grade HB pencil? Yes, you can. I've done some of my favorite drawings with just an HB pencil. It takes longer, that's all. If you need to build up a really dark area with the HB pencil, you just expect that you're gonna have to come back to it several times. You're gonna have to make multiple passes, probably throughout the course of the drawing, because as you work on the rest of the drawing, what you thought looked so dark at the beginning will not look dark enough at all. You have to keep darkening it, darkening it, darkening it. It is absolutely possible, it's just frustrating, it takes longer. Manu says, hi, Stephen, love your course. Only the theory makes the difference. Love the 100K video too, very interesting. I'm glad you like both of them. And yeah, the course is, form is one of those things where there actually is, it's really, or at least the way that I teach form, the basis is just how light works in reality, like how it actually works. So it's one of the few parts of art, like along with anatomy and stuff like that, where there are objective things to say. That doesn't mean you have to use them in your art, right? You don't have to honor the real rules of light in your art. But as a basis, we perceive form in the real world only through the actual nature of light. So that's what we're used to. So it's, yeah, like anatomy, it's one of the few things where there's just objective things to say, the theory. But I guess since it's subjective, it's like, it's not all that theoretical, right? Reynola says, is that a Faber-Castell Pitt 14B pencil? You bet your ass it is. You'd better, you'd better, you bet. I feel like gesture drawings are harder than anatomy. Does not compute. Disagree with the statement at its foundations. What do you mean by hard? Is it possible to make comparisons between the difficulty levels of such vast areas of practice? I would argue no. Does not compute. It's like, maybe it's harder for you. People have knacks for different things too. Some artists, gesture drawing is just going to be like, oh yeah, that's easy. Oh, you have to think about that? I don't even think about that. Other people, they'll be that way for color and things like that. People definitely have knacks in art. Stephen, should I be comfortable with my graphite coming out shiny? And if not, what is the best way to avoid this? I don't think there's any real way to avoid graphite shine, and I don't think you should worry about it. First off, I think graphite shine is kind of beautiful because the shine makes it like a jewel. It means like this is the original, this is the real deal. So a print of your graphite drawing that you might sell or something like that will never have the sheen. So you'll always be able to tell what's the real deal. Yeah, it's just kind of glistening and beautiful once you stop worrying about it sort of looking different and stuff like that. There are pencils like this, the Pitt Graphite Matte, that claim to, and there's other lines, it's not just Faber-Castell, all the major pencil manufacturers now have these matte graphite pencils. It just means that the carbon content is higher, and they claim that there's no glare on them, or that it's reduced. And it's true, it is reduced, but it's still there. So if I move my drawing around, you could see it does catch glare. Nothing will eliminate graphite glare completely, I don't think. If you really don't want glare, I think you should be using a different medium. What else can I say? If it's troubling you for reproduction, don't take photos of your drawings, take scans of your drawings. The reason that reduces the effect of glare is because the way that a scanner works, a flatbed scanner, not one of these modern scanners that's just a camera on a little arm, but a flatbed scanner that you lay your drawing onto, that reduces glare because technically the whole image is glare, so it gets evened out. There's a scanning bar that has a light on it, and it goes from top to bottom, and it takes a picture of every horizontal stripe of your drawing as it goes down, but every slice that it's taking is getting blasted with an equal amount of light. So on balance, it gives you this juiced up, kind of low contrast, but very flat version of your pencil drawing that is technically glared all over, but then yeah, it looks like there's no glare because it's equal everywhere, and then you can just adjust it in Photoshop to look like your original. And that gets the best results for me. You can also try, I've never tried this, but I think this is something you can do. If you spray a drawing with matte fixative, I believe, it doesn't get rid of it all, but I do believe it reduces the glare of a pencil drawing. But that only helps once it's done. And not everybody likes fixing their drawings. I, for example, don't fix my drawings. Whoa, it's Steven. Hey, Mecca. Did you figure out what's up with your YouTube channel, why you were losing subs? Well, I wouldn't say I've figured it out, but I've begun the processes that I want to try to, the processes that will hopefully let me find out definitively what it was and to counteract it. So now I'm back because I got that stuff going. Cursed fetus. Have you ever smudged by accident a drawing and felt like a fool? Yeah, that's the reason that I don't fix my drawings. I haven't really done that. I think the way that I use graphite, which is very sparing compared to some other artists, it just doesn't actually smudge that easily. I don't know. The worries everybody seems to have about smudging. I mean, look at what I do with the blending stuff. Like, you guys see, when I'm drawing with the stump, I'm smudging it all over. I'm really grinding it in there. Like, you guys can't feel, but if you could, I bet a lot of you would be surprised by how hard I'm pressing with the stump right now. I'm really abusing the paper. That gets me the nice effect, the nice soft effect that I like when I'm drawing with it. So the idea that like that would be a problem is just like totally irrelevant to me. You know, like, look. Who cares? Like, what changed? Barely anything moved. I just really grinded my hand into the paper. Is there a big smudge running across the page or something like that? Like, yeah, for me, smudging is just has never really arisen as like a concern. My drawings don't smudge much. I don't know if that's about how much graphite I use, the way that I work, that smudging is already a big part of my process. I don't know. So yeah, I don't fix my drawings. If smudging is a problem on your drawings, you guys probably aren't being contrasty enough. It's a shame that you're all such cowards. Where's your inner steel? Let your drawing boss you around like that? It's a drawing, isn't it? Draw on it. For the love of God. It's like that famous quote that Sargent said to one of his students, "No wonder your paintings are like feathers with brushes like these." That's not a famous quote. That's just a quote. Sargent's most famous quote is definitely, "A portrait is a painting in which something is wrong with the nose." It goes something like that. It's very funny. Sorry if this is a dumb question, but I only have ever used a standard mechanical pencil for drawing. What sort of traditional graphite pencils would you recommend? They're all good. I actually think there's very little difference between pencil grades and pencil hardnesses. I think the biggest difference in drawing is paper. But to me, even this is a very fine pencil. I like these pencils. I use these a lot. These are the Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite Matte 14B. I like them because they go darker than any other pencil, but unlike most very dark pencils, they'll still put down a soft gray, which is hard for a dark pencil. But these do it very well. So I like to use them for sketches and stuff because it just gives me the whole range, more range than an HB, and I don't need to switch pencils that often. But the difference between this pencil and a number 2 pencil, to me, the effect on my drawings is not 1/100th the difference between moving from cheap sketchbook paper to good quality paper. The difference that a pencil makes to the way your drawings looks is very small. Probably only you would notice it, right? It can change your process, right? It can make you more inclined to draw, it can make it faster, but the final results, very little difference. Paper will redo your career as far as I'm concerned. I mean, paper makes a tremendous difference. So I usually recommend don't worry so much about your pencils, experiment with paper. Find paper you really like. Even Blackwing, even any brand. I can do any drawing with any pencil. It just takes longer. There's nothing that there's no pencil in the world that can do something. If we're just talking graphite, right? There is no pencil that can do something that another pencil cannot. The differences are not that big between them. However, there are effects that, when it comes to paper, there are effects that can be achieved on some papers that simply cannot be achieved on other papers. It's a wide world of exploration for paper. And there's no like ultimate paper or anything like that, or else we'd all be using it. It comes down to your preferences, what kinds of techniques you want to use, how you want your art to look. Do you want it grainier? Do you want it smoother? Do you want it more impressionistic? Do you want it more specific? Do you want to be able to work fast? Do you want to be able to work slow? Do you like using the point of your pencil? Do you like using the side of your pencil? All of those aspects sort of create a complex matrix where your ideal paper is sort of at an intersection of all those things. Ethan asks again, if you had to choose only one grade of pencil for an entire high contrast drawing, what would you choose, an HB or a 2B? 2B. If it had to be one for specifically a high contrast drawing, I would just go for the darkest pencil that still produced a light gray, like I said. So for me, if I knew the whole point was high contrast and I couldn't use any other tool, which is a weird restriction, I would just say use as many tools as you need, right? But I'd probably pick this, just because, like I said, it goes darker than any other pencil I've got, but it still does a light gray. So it's a good tool for high contrast with only one pencil. But I don't know, as great as this pencil is, more than anything, I still always find myself returning to my 0.5 HB mechanical pencil. This still has always been I have more mileage with this goddamn thing than anything else. I can finish whole drawings with this, and it's just my favorite tool, flat out. This is the Desert Island pencil, you know. Shouldn't be scratching that in so much. I'm going to be regretting those scratching lines. Hello, Autumn Rose. Daryl Grant says, I think you've got me addicted to using mechanical pencils in all my recent drawings. They're so convenient. They're the best. I love them. Some people really can't stand the repetitiveness of the line weight, but I don't know. I've never had that problem. I think I've just always... I think it always made sense to me that if I really needed the line weight, I could always like craft it, you know, sort of fake it. I don't need to throw it with one perfect line. I can thicken it manually, thin it out in areas. This kneaded eraser is on its last leg. What brand and grade of lead in mechanical pencil, and does that matter? I use what they come preloaded with. It's just like the lead it ships with. This is a Pentel Sharp 0.5 HB. They're all HB. Unless you're buying like artist pencils, any pencil you buy at like an office supply store or something like that, they're all HB. Every now and then you'll see that like a 0.7 is B or something like that. Maybe even 2B, but for the most part, it's all HB. How do you keep from burning out of creating art for content creation? You don't do it. I do my best to not make art for content creation's sake, you know? I've aligned things so that most of what I make can become content, like YouTube content and things like that, but that's not the priority. The main reason that I sit down to draw every time that I do it is because I love drawing and I want to stay in communication with drawing. That's the #1 reason. Everything else comes second. And whenever I'm out of balance with that, I always suffer for it. So yeah, just don't do it. Avoid it. Playing around with what I want the overall read of these forms to be. Not afraid to destroy work I've already done. Autumn Rose just found a dead bug in their sketchbook. That's not good. That is really not good. That's a bad sign. A bad omen indeed. I mean, there's no way that could be good. I think you've got to draw the bug. It's the only way to dispel the curse. The inevitable dead bug in the sketchbook curse. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Trying to see if I want to commit to lighting coming from beneath, or if I'd rather keep it more frontal. I just had a weird idea where I could... Try something. Yeah, put a little local light source in there. A little fairy light or something like that. Which sketchbook brand or type or paper would you recommend for graphite? I like, well, these. I like the one I'm using. This is a, well, there's nothing on the freaking cover. This is a Moleskine sketchbook. It's not a Moleskine notebook. It's their sketchbook line. The notebook paper is thinner. There's a lot of good sketchbook paper out there, though. I like the, you might not like drawing on toned paper, but Strathmore has gray and tan sketchbooks, like the paper's gray and tan, and that paper is lovely. I really like that paper, but drawing on toned paper might not be your thing. It's probably a very strange idea. I probably need to plan around the whole drawing if I wanted to do this. How you doing?
Good. What you drawing?
Just stuff. Saying hi. Any thoughts on timetables or anything?
No.
You making lunch out there? I hear the microwave going. Scott says, oh, I told my daughter your advice about how to draw faster, which was draw slower in detail. And she said, that's great info. Nice. I'm glad I got through to her. May it serve her well. Froggy says, sir, I want to buy one of your prints, but they scared the shit out of me. I don't know, man. Don't be so cowardly. Where's your inner steel, friend? A scary drawing on your wall? Too much for you? Can't handle it? Too sensitive for that? You know what, if that's the way you're gonna be, I don't want my art on your wall at all. You know what, now that I don't think this idea would work on this drawing because it's a very complicated value thing, but now I want to do one with it. I was thinking having some, because this is like in a very psychedelic space, getting some environmental lights like flaming embers or something passing over the figure and then having him sort of get local lighting from the embers as they pass. But I think I worked the paper too much to make it realistic because I'd need to get a much darker base for the figure, but let me make a note because that could be a cool thing to try for next page in the sketchbook. Steven, are we getting a dance segment in this stream?
You said hello and I lost my control in just one tiny second. You do to me what I've seen in the movies, but this really happening. My mind explodes. I can feel my bones shaking to the beat of my bleeding heart. An overload. Don't know how this goes, but I'm pretty sure you just made my world stop. Close to you, close to you, close to you. Close to you. If you're as perfect under the surface, I don't know what I will do. 'Cause I can't believe my eyes when I get close to you.
All right, enough fucking around, okay? For the love of God. Can we just focus on drawing, please? What's wrong with all of you? What's wrong with all of you? Get your heads on straight. Ain't you got drawings to do? You know, you probably got an empty sketchbook that needs some goblins. Goblins if you're lucky. You gotta concentrate on that. Stop messing around. Daryl got up from his desk to dance along. Back to work now. Quick dance break. Quick dance break. The dance breaks are frequent in my studio, I must say. What have I been dancing to lately? Cannon's put out a new song, Loving You. I like that a lot. Disco vibes. Love the disco vibes. Been dancing to that. They put it out a while ago. Maybe it's not that recent. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it is recent. I don't quite remember now, but I only started listening to it last week or so, and I really like it. What else? I've been listening to Haystack and its sequel, Haystack 2, by a band called Mother Mother. I really like that song. Weird vibe. Hey Stephen, technical question for you. For the stumps, do you use different stumps for different values, or do you start with fresh ones each day? No, I use generally one. If I'm using a different color pencil, I'll have a second stump for like sometimes I like to draw on like red pencils. I'll keep the colors separate. But besides that, I'll just use one and I use it until it completely falls apart. So I don't use fresh ones every day. Like I've been using this one for a couple weeks now. And I'll use the last stump that I had before I replaced it with this new one I'd been using for probably 6 months or something. Some fall apart really quickly, some are more sturdy, but yeah, I don't switch them often. They're not a very precision tool, you know. There's only so exacting they need to be. As long as they leave blurry, soft lines that I can draw with, I'm all good. I don't need them to be in great condition. Let's define this weird pectoral jewelry a little more. Ooh, yeah. I like that it's a pectoral piece of jewelry, but it also like becomes his clavicle. Yeah. The weirdness. Oh yeah. What would be your war cry? I don't know. Help me, please. I'm so tired. That sounds good. Really get me pumped up. Thanks, Steven. I use stumps in my work and get annoyed when I have to sand them all the time. You know, I tried sharpening them a couple times a long time ago, but they fall apart, at least in my experience. If you rub them on sandpaper or you try to shave them down with a knife, they come apart immediately, so I don't do that. I do nothing to them. I literally just use them until they unravel on their own, and then I grab a new one. And that can be months in between that. Hi, puppy. How you doing? You want to say hi? Come. Come, they would love to see you. Don't run away. Don't. I'm your dad. I'm your dad. Do what I say. Do what I say. Say hi, Schmoop. Yes, my little Schmoopy. You smell good. Wow. Did you guys know that Fanny's brother was in the New York Times yesterday? How cool is that? Fanny was fostered by famed actress and Oscar winner Melissa Leo, along with her brother. And Melissa Leo made the wrong call and adopted her brother instead of Fanny. I'm sure she regrets that now. But Melissa Leo was in the New York Times yesterday because I don't actually know if the article was from yesterday, but that's when I saw it. She was hunting for a new pad to live in with her dog, and they got pictures of the dog in the article. And now I know Fanny's brother's name. She named him Buddy. Pretty crazy world we live in. Y'all can look up the pictures and judge for yourself. Who's the cuter pup?
Buddy's pretty cute too.
He is pretty cute. We should have taken them both. That damn Oscar winner Melissa Leo took him right from under us. They could have been brother and sister. They could have played together all these years. It ain't right. Hey, if anyone has an inside line to Melissa Leo, let her know that I want to set up a play date with our dogs. Let us reunite brother and sister. Also, I want to talk to her about The Prisoners. Great movie.
Really good movie.
Really good movie. Fanny's like, get me away from here. Yeah, she is. Every time I put her up here, she's like, man, this sucks. But it's like, why do you keep coming back here then? She still jumps up and wants my attention and scratches at my chair. So she knows what she's asking for. She hated it that much, she wouldn't do it. I think she likes it. Every time she jumps up on my chair, I think she's saying like, come on, fuck with me a little bit. Throw me around, take control of my arms. It's kind of fun, I'm bored. And I'm covered in her hair. She sheds so much. It all gets caught up in my beard. That's one of the main reasons I like to shave my beard is that when I have any stubble of any significant length, my dog's hairs just are on my face all day. There's no getting rid of them. Do you allow me to humbly study your drawing? Oh, not humbly. I mean, go to the form on my website. It'll give you the information for how to send me the $400 to get a license to study my drawings. You pay the fee, you're welcome to do it. I'm kidding, obviously. Calm down. Calm down. Yes, you're a human being, so I'm happy for you to study my drawings. I consider it an honor. I do not mind anyone studying my stuff. It's very cool to me. Whenever I see stuff online, sometimes people will post copies of my stuff, studies that they've done on my stuff. Sometimes they do 3D models based on my stuff, and that's always super cool for me. I'm always happy to see that. It's a great honor. If you could clone your dog, would you? I actually just texted my wife the other day at random. I would clone this dog. So yeah, I think there's your answer. Scott says, a question that's been a struggle for a while. Any advice about developing a personal visual language, a symbolic vocabulary, not style, subjects and things that mean things? I actually do have a pocket answer for this because so many people have asked me this, and it seems to have worked for the people who have tried it. And it is what I kind of did for myself. I would recommend including writing into your practice for a while, and basically get a journal or keep a document on your computer where you just assume that everything in your life is already pregnant with meaning. Now, you don't need to actually believe that. Just while you're working on this document, assume that. And then afterwards, when you close it, go back to believing that, you know, the world is a nihilistic hellscape with no meaning or anything like that, and that, you know, the fact that there's something instead of nothing is a sort of cruel accident of probability or something like that. Whatever you actually believe, when you're working on the document, you believe everything. Your height, your weight, your mom's favorite color, what car you drove in high school, that bird that you saw crash into your sister's house's window 2 days ago, everything. Just assume everything is completely deeply imbued with meaning and just free associate. Do not try to do anything with the writing. Just write and see what happens. And for the people who try this exercise, basically inevitably, something happens. You don't need to write for long before something happens. And it doesn't need to have any structure. If you need structure, start at the beginning of your life. Just go back to your earliest memory and start going forward, but you don't, there's no real structure to it. Just assume meaning and write. And you're not gonna show anyone. No one's ever gonna read it. You don't need to write it well, right? It can have horrible grammar, it can be all messed up, bad spelling. It's a personal exercise for you to do. And yeah, don't put too much expectations on it, but I think a personal visual language can actually arise from that, or at least it'll make the process much easier because, well, you'll be generating your own symbols. That's the end goal there. Yeah. Give it a shot. If it works, report back. I've given that advice to a few students and they've done it, and it's gone well for them. Do you know Jodorowsky, Psychomagic? Yeah, I've read one of his books. I read his book that was about spirituality. I don't remember much of it now, but I read it years ago. I've seen El Topo. God, my dog's hairs are all over the place now. What's the other one? Magic Mountain or something like that? The Holy Mountain. Magic Mountain is a Six Flags amusement park. And Jodorowsky's Dune. Of course. It's funny that Jodorowsky's Dune is probably his most mainstream movie now. It's like your most mainstream movie is a movie about a movie you didn't make. That's like Jodorowsky only levels of meta. That's weird. Do you like craving pumpkins? I'm craving a pumpkin right now. I would love a pumpkin pie. Some roasted pumpkin seeds. Yeah, I like craving pumpkins.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, now you're craving pumpkins.
I think we ought to have some fall dinner tonight.
We haven't had much fall, on-theme fall stuff.
Butternut squash
Yeah.
or something.
Well, we'd have to buy butternut squash. And how the hell are we supposed to do that? You can't just buy that stuff.
Right. Let's just do up in order time.
Woo! Yahoo! I don't like that hand. Maybe it doesn't need to terminate in a hand. Stephen, do you think as far as studies go, it is worthwhile to do painting studies of nude models? I avoided it for a long time because I thought it was weird for whatever reason. Yeah, it's a classic study. People have been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years. It'll do you okay? Yes. Okay. It'll do you some good. I think it's a good idea. I haven't done much painted studies of life models. A few. I took an oil painting class years ago, back when I was in college, but it wasn't at college. I went to an outside school for it, and they had us do a few oil paintings from the live nude model, and wow, did those come out bad. Whoa-y. Whoa, those came out bad. For me. Obviously world class compared to anybody else. Sold them at Gagosian for, what was it? D, how much did I sell that oil painting study for at Gagosian? Was it 5 mil?
What?
Yeah, she says it was 5 mil.
What are you talking about?
What if we what?
What a good show.
Yeah, great show. Hair is looking good, Steven. Going for what I call the broccoli look. I know it doesn't sound great, but it does suit you. It's not up to me anymore. It's up to the hair. It's gonna do whatever it's gonna do. Broccoli, Barton Fink, Kramer. May the chips fall where they may. The body is a graveyard. May the weeds grow tall. It is a little, the main threat to my hair is that it is now long enough that if I lean over my sketchbook just a bit, a whole lot of it gets in the shot. That is definitely threatening to make me cut my hair. Hey Mizubi, what's up? Do you ever feel compelled to give some kind of backstory to these characters, or does it not cross your mind? A lot of them do have backstory in my head, I just don't talk about it. Like, this is actually a directed study for something. Like, I know exactly what this is. It's just, you know, not time yet, just for me. All it needs to be for you guys right now is cool. As long as it looks cool, I don't need to go around talking about what it is. Oh yes, oh I like a hug. Oh, it's so good, I like a hug. Did you eat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What'd you have?
Lasagna.
Nice.
What do you want?
I'm not hungry.
Okay.
Yeah. What is there to eat if I was hungry?
Yeah, there's not much. That's the thing.
That's all right. Maybe I'll eat out. Maybe I'll eat out there.
Okay.
Because we're not going out immediately, right? No. Okay. Has been forever since the last stream. Yeah, what has it been? 3 weeks or so? Yeah, I had to go for a bit there. I had to figure things out with the channel. And hopefully we'll see. We've got the ball rolling now. We're gonna try some stuff. Hopefully that will make everything okay. Bread with figs, what are you guys talking about? Would you like to do both the art and story for these drawings? Yeah, I mean, without going into too much detail into what this is, if this were to be what this is, it would be both, yeah, it'd be both art and story. Girlfriend's thoughts on the broccoli cut? That's my wife. That's my wife. She likes it fine. I think she likes it. I keep threatening to cut it and she says, nah, it's good. Oh, look, congrats on the 100K subs. Remember when I saw you on Proco and you had like 6K? The drawing meditations were amazing. Thank you so much, Fresh Gandalf. Thanks for being around. Drawing meditations will hopefully return soon. A system is being set up for videos to get made more often. So keep your eye out for that. Did you ever decide if we were going to do a split channel just for streams based on your YouTube number data? That might happen, but we're going to try a couple other things first. Because I'd really rather not. It's possible. It might be in the future. But I want to try a couple other corrective methods first.
Katie's coming at 1.
To get her car?
Mhm.
Okay. Is she hanging out here, or
No.
she's just picking it up?
Yeah, I think we can get going at that time.
All right. Sorry, I was having trouble seeing this section because of the glare. So you just need to tip it up for a minute. Are we back on the regular schedule then? Well, today's not regular. Today's Saturday. Yes, we will be, but not until week after next, because next week I'm going to Lightbox, so probably next week will not be regular. But that's because I'll be traveling, not because of the stream problems of the channel. What if there was a drawing dating app, or maybe just a meet and sketch thing? Very niche market, I bet, but someone should make it. Go on, make it. Let's see how your drawing dating app comes out. Is he by any chance a member of the Shadow Wizard Money Gang? What does the number on the title mean? What do you think it means? I'm just running the counter of my life. It's relaxing drawing number 9,043,592. And tomorrow we'll do 9,043,593. Or later today. Have you ever drawn something from your dreams? I mean, maybe at some point in my life. I've been doing a lot of drawing my whole life, so maybe, and I just don't remember it. My dreams aren't super, like, compelling. Like, just because I draw stuff that looks like this, I don't see this stuff in my dreams, you know? My dreams are normal stress dreams, you know? I'm back in high school, and I forgot to go to a class all semester. It's not very visually compelling stuff.
Hi, little doggies. Hi, little doggies.
fucking Mortal Kombat over here. What'd you do to get them all riled up?
Nothing.
You're freaking out back there. Still going. Mortal Kombat. Bum, 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 bum. Liu Kang. Johnny Cage. Bum, 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 bum. Damn, I should put that song on my running playlist. That's a good ass song to run to. I do that right now before I forget. Liu Kang. Johnny Cage. Is Techno Syndrome Mortal Kombat theme? Is that it? I'll put it on a playlist just to remind me to check it later. Who's your favorite artist most people here wouldn't have heard of? I don't know, I have pretty mainstream tastes. Just like the great artists are the great artists. That most people wouldn't have heard of. Ernst Fuchs, I think is a good one. He doesn't have that many pieces, but yeah, he's definitely a favorite and an inspiration for me.
What's that gallery we went to in Paris?
Oh yeah, Gustave Moreau. Yeah, that's a good call. And my wife just reminded me of Gustave Moreau. He's I think his ism was technically romanticism or something like that. Even though it was very surreal.
Yeah, I feel that he was more like a surrealist.
He had an ism, but I feel like it wasn't surrealism. But yeah, he's really great. His studio in Paris is awesome. Have you ever heard the Killer Instinct OST? Well, not in a long time, but I must have because I used to play Killer Instinct a lot. Where'd my blending stuff go? The SNES Killer Instinct, which looked way better than it had any right to. And the arcade cabinet too. I used to play Killer Instinct at the arcade a lot. Killer combo. Oh shit, that's right. You want to leave it at 1
Is that okay?
when Katie comes. No, I hit 2 hours here. Guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up because I gotta go and I forgot that I have to get ready and shower and stuff like that. So I'll be on for a few more minutes here. So if anyone has any last minute questions, throw them in. Last minute questions, effusive compliments, you know the deal. It's time to pay the piper. Thank you, Yankee. Goodbye, Mizubi. Steve, how do you maintain your inner peace and not get eaten by inner demons? When I figure out how to do that, I'll let you know. Drawing is the only true prescription. I'm telling you, man, the more I move my hand like this, the more the demons are kept at bay, the less sad I feel. Invariably, when I'm feeling out of balance, I'm like, when's the last time I moved my hand like this? I kind of sit there and not bad. What music do you listen to while drawing? 3435 by Ariana Grande. Just on repeat. On maximum volume. On my Sennheiser HD 560s. With the open format and the wide soundstage. And I kind of jiggle my ass a little bit along with it the whole time. And when she sings, you might think I'm crazy. The way I've been craving. I kind of like throw my head back a little bit like this and I go. Like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. TV says, excellent drawing, by the way. Can't decide if he looks relaxed or menacing. Good. I like that. Fun little sketch. Nice little sketch to do while chatting with y'all. It started with, I had started with that, and then I was like, oh, I get the tone was something I was interested in, but I had started it too dirty. I wasn't going to be able to work it up much further after that, so I just restarted, tried to get the same tone, but worked a little bit cleaner to be able to push it a little further. Steven, what's the secret to a good salsa? I don't know. I'm not good at making salsa. Make a decent guac. Mashing some peas in a guac helps a lot. But a lot of people say they'll hiss at that. They don't like that. But salsa, I've never made a good salsa. I would say a classic problem for a salsa is too much habanero. I mean, you overspice a salsa, it's over. It's over. There's no coming back from that. Hey, Stephen, any tips on how to be more intimate with art? I don't really know what I like nothing is interesting. Yeah, the advice that I keep coming back to and that seems to help a lot of people with this is writing. Literally just try to write your feelings and thoughts about art in a document that you're never going to share with anybody. You could do it any way. Just commit that you're not going to share it so that you feel free, and just write about it. I think that the visual system, the drawing system, a lot of people can go their whole practice with it sort of locked on that half of the brain. You know, I'm using that metaphorically. I'm not sure how much I actually believe all this left brain, right brain shit. But I think as a metaphor it works. It's like it's locked on one side of the brain, the visual side of your experience day to day. You think about it in terms of visuals, you grapple with it visually. It has a tactile sensation too, but it's a lot about visuals. And you can go your whole practice without ever writing your feelings about it, right? Unless you like go to an art school that makes you do it or something like that. And I think that writing, especially for humans, you know, we're so intimately connected with our language system and all that, writing really clarifies people's thoughts. And even if you think you have totally confused, foggy thoughts, if you force yourself to just write about it a bit, it's, you know, it has to be word to word. So your brain naturally starts concretizing things and making things more clear. I think that's a very useful process for a lot of people. So if you've never tried that before, I would try that. Just be patient with it, you know. All right, this will be my last question, then I'm gonna run. Pedro says, hey Stephen, does drawing cubes and shapes in different angles really help understanding anatomy? Yes, yeah, it does. I mean, because if the cubes at different angles is a basic way to perceive perspective correctly. So that's a very foundational thing. And when it comes to, then when you go study your anatomy, that will make it much easier to grasp the overall layouts and positions of things like bony landmarks and stuff like that. You know, if you've got an upper arm coming towards you, like the elbow, the head of the ulna, sort of wraps from this plane, takes a corner here, and then this triangular shape continues to this front plane of a cube, and then the lateral and medial epicondyles are kind of organized this way, right? And it's just like the end of a cube with the rest of the upper arm receding, with deltoid inserting up here on this top plane and sort of having a scoop back there, brachioradialis sort of meeting it at its little, well, there's brachialis over here, and then brachioradialis sort of interweaves with it, and it starts there, and then it crosses over this way to another cube that is arranged like this. There is no good way to put this into words, but it's just like the analogs between the basic shapes and the anatomical orientations are 100% useful. They're real for the most part. And yeah, it'll just simplify a lot of controlling the layout of these complicated interactions of bony landmarks and muscles in space. You don't need to know a ton of it, and it doesn't need to be perfect, right? Like you don't need to map, well, you couldn't map perspective grids for all of these cubes perfectly, right? You could, but you'd be a moron to do it. Like it would take you forever, you'd be tired, and you'd never finish the drawing. But it's just about having enough of an understanding to eyeball it, you know? All right, everybody. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again soon, because I'm just gonna get back to streaming here. You get the course, of course. I'm happy to be talking to all of you, and happy drawing out there, okay? Goodbye to Autumn Rose, goodbye to Arknark, goodbye to Corey, goodbye to Daryl Grant, goodbye to Mecca Bouncy Bunny, goodbye to Hafu, goodbye to Shenderman, goodbye to Mama Nova, goodbye to Oslo, goodbye to CC German, Mizubi Art, Pedro, Virginia, JB, Fractifist, Autumn Rose, Thumbauer, and Lila Wahab. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for drawing.